Picture this: you're a traveler in a world with no money. You've just caught 3 fish, and you're hungry for bread. So, you approach a farmer and offer a trade. He looks at the fish and says, "I don't eat fish." And just like that, no deal. No dinner. This was life before money. Simple? Maybe. Effective? Not really. This is the story of how humans, over thousands of years, created money. Not just coins or cash, but the very idea of value. And how that idea came to rule the world. Chapter 1: The Barter Problem. In the beginning, humans lived in small communities. Everyone shared, hunted, traded. If you needed something, you offered what you had. This was barter, the first form of trade. You trade meat for tools, grain for pottery. But barter had a fatal flaw. Let's say I have wheat and I need shoes. I find a shoemaker, but he doesn't need wheat. Now what? This is what economists call the double coincidence of wants. Both people have to want what the other has at the same time. As societies grew, so did the need for a better system. Chapter 2: The First Money. So, humans found a solution: commodity money. Instead of trading goods directly, we started using things that everyone wanted, items that held value on their own or symbolized wealth. In ancient Africa, it was cowrie shells. In Ethiopia, salt bricks. In the Americas, cacao beans. In the Pacific Islands, giant stone discs called rye. These were the first forms of money, not backed by a king or government, but by community consensus. They worked because people believed in them. And belief, not gold, not paper, is what makes money powerful. Chapter 3: Metal Money and the Birth of Coins. By 3000 BCE, metal became the go-to medium. It was durable, divisible, and rare, ideal for trade. People weighed pieces of silver or gold to settle debts. But measuring metal every time, that got old. Then came a breakthrough: minted coins. Around 600 BCE, in the Kingdom of Lydia, modern-day Turkey, the world's first official coins were made. They were stamped with symbols of authority, usually a lion or a king, to guarantee weight and value. Now, instead of carrying scales, you just carried coins. Trust was embedded in the metal. Chapter 4: The Spread of Coins. Coins caught on quickly. The Greeks used them, the Romans perfected them. Coins made trade smoother, tax collection easier, and empires richer. Each coin held not just value, but identity. It was propaganda in your pocket. Emperors put their faces on them. Kingdoms marked their power with precious metals. But even coins had limitations. They were heavy. They wore down. And they made long-distance trade risky. So humans evolved money again, this time, with paper. Chapter 5: Paper Money and China's Innovation. In the 7th century, during China's Tang dynasty, merchants in the booming city of Chang'an grew tired of carrying metal. So they left it with trusted agents and carried paper receipts instead, a promise that the money existed somewhere safe. By the 11th century, the Song dynasty turned this practice into government-backed paper money, the first of its kind in history. It was lighter, safer, and easier to move. The state controlled it, printed it, and said, "This note is worth something, because we say so." That phrase, "because we say so," would go on to define modern money. Chapter 6: Europe, Banking and the Rise of Credit. In medieval Europe, especially in Italy, trade was booming, and so were the risks. Gold was valuable but dangerous to transport. Enter the bankers, most famously, the Medici family in Florence. They offered to store your gold and give you a paper note promising to return it. People trusted these families more than kings. And these notes could be exchanged like cash. Suddenly, money became more than a thing, it became a promise. And as paper replaced gold, the idea of credit was born. You could borrow value, lend it, invest it, all based on trust. Chapter 7: The Gold Standard and National Currencies. By the 17th and 18th centuries, national banks were rising. Countries began printing their own currencies, often backed by gold. This was the gold standard, the promise that you could trade your paper money for a fixed amount of gold. It brought stability, and for a time, confidence. But it also gave governments massive power. They could control the supply of money, and through it, the economy. Eventually, the gold standard was abandoned. Paper money remained, but now, it was backed by nothing but trust. Chapter 8: Digital Money and the Invisible Billions. Fast forward to the modern era. Most money today doesn't exist in physical form. Over 90% of the world's money is digital, just numbers stored in banks and computers. We pay by tapping phones, scanning QR codes, or typing in account numbers. Banks create money out of thin air through loans. Central banks manage economies by tweaking interest rates and printing digital cash. We rarely see money anymore. But we use it every day. It flows like electricity, powers economies, and yet, it's invisible. And that invisibility paved the way for a new chapter: cryptocurrency. Chapter 9: Bitcoin and the Future of Money. In 2009, after a global financial crisis shook trust in banks, an anonymous figure named Satoshi Nakamoto introduced Bitcoin. A new kind of money, decentralized, digital, and borderless. It wasn't backed by gold or governments, but by math, specifically, blockchain technology. For the first time, people could trade value without middlemen. No banks. No borders. No permission. This sparked a revolution. Today, there are thousands of cryptocurrencies. Some rise, some crash. But the idea is here to stay: money can be reimagined. Not as something governments issue, but something people agree to use. Finally, what is money, really? So after thousands of years, what is money, really? Is it gold? Paper? A number on your phone? In truth, money is a story. A story we tell, and agree to believe, about value. It's built on trust, not just in banks or coins, but in each other. From seashells to silver, from kings to crypto, money has always evolved with our needs. It's not just about buying things. It's about organizing society, enabling cooperation, and powering dreams. Money isn't real, but the world it builds is. And as long as we believe in that story, it will keep evolving. Thanks for watching. If this story of money gave you something to think about, hit that like button, subscribe for more stories that shape our world, and let us know in the comments, what do you think the future of money looks like?